forces at that time. And they started a demand saying that people who came in 71 should be pushed back. But they kept on with the demand and they became very old. Because I had sent them to Delhi to align with BJP. And my president wouldn't sign that agreement for a long time. And those days there was no mobile phone. I was talking of 99. He called me on my live phone and asked me, are these the Yuvaks you have sent? I said, no, they have become old because of the, fighting they have done for the tribals. So regional parties have to realize there is a space for regional parties in Tripura. There is no question about it. There was INPT, there was IPFT, there was TUGS, and some more minor parties. But it is high time the aspirations of the people need to be achieved. Education. In my time, I never found one person from Tripura in Delhi. Today I am attending a hall full of boys and girls here. I remember the previous chief minister told me one day, when I asked him that, for something regarding the tribal, is not required. During the CPM regime, he told me, in Bengali, onek kichu hoyeche, onek doctor ache, onek engineer ache. And I told him, it is not because of you, it is despite of you. It is not because of you, it is despite of you. And Mr. Gonzalez was saying that there is a grim atmosphere. I hear a lot of people. I once met Mr. Rwngswrwngnai of the Wire. He is the editor of the Wire. And he was also talking of tolerance. And I believe that tolerance has to be on both sides. Political parties have to be tolerant in a democratic setup. So has the press, and so have the law faculty. And the word tolerance is not a nice word. I would ask Mr. Gonzalez if his wife had to tolerate him and he had to tolerate his wife, the marriage wouldn't have been happy. The word tolerance is not a nice word. The word is mutual trust. The word that should be used in mutual trust. If you children have to tolerate your father and mother, and your father and mother have to tolerate you, there will be ruckus in the family. The word is building up a mutual trust. And he was talking of education. I think education is the biggest challenge in Tripura. Because I remember during those days of, terrorist activities, when there was no terrorist activity in certain areas, the teachers would not go, claiming that terrorists would kidnap them. For 10 or 15 years that went on. When the government, the then government, we were not in government at that time, when they were asked to attend schools in the tribal areas, they said, no, we cannot go because we will be kidnapped. And as luck would have it, we didn't have that resource at that time of teachers. So the whole society went back. And I don't say that any movement failed totally. Those movements also have their own benefits. I am quite frank in that. But then, education suffered at that time. Health services suffered at that time. And land, Forest Right, Forest Dwellers Act, it's a very nice law in paper. It gives a lot of, challenge to the indigenous people to own land. But then, I remember people when they were in opposition and the previous government was there, they were given land in some forest where they were not dwelling. Then they couldn't know which forest they belonged to. If I was dwelling in forest A, I will get a Pandao for a COD. So, that is the problem that we are facing today. It's not that this government has solved our problems. It's not possible. In 4 years or 5 years to solve our problems. It's just not possible. And we are neither here to crush anyone. We want the tribals to be aspirations. We don't want the CPM type, BPL type, dal bhat khao, one bushes thako. I have dal bhat sitting at home. I don't believe in that at all. I don't believe in that at all. I believe that every society must be aspirational. And today, if there's an uprising of the youth, as Mr. Gonzalez says, because we don't think of crushing it. We don't believe in crushing it. Let us hear them. And what was in my power as a state minister, we have passed in the cabinet the land rights to ADC, 42 more subjects to ADC, but the whole trouble is get stuck up in Delhi. Because once they bring amendment to 6th schedule, they have to consult all the stakeholders. They have to consult all stakeholders. And the ADC too must function. If the ADC thinks that we will copy the state government, when nothing happens, so when nothing should happen here also, then nothing will happen. ADC too must take the responsibility. More power, more finance. I am the finance minister of Tripura. I am also always yelling for more finance to Modi ji. Everyone wants more, no one wants less. Only time people want less is less responsibility. That's something that people want, is less responsibility and more of everything else. So everything has to function. And I believe that the ADC can be an instrument of change. And I strongly believe this. Right leadership, right vision, less of politics, more of society, and I think the ADC will be on its road to progress. And I believe in Sansa. There's no harm in believing in Sansa. Who doesn't want Sansa? Maybe politically it may not be viable in India with the multi-party system. Everyone cannot do one party. That would make India into China, where they call it people's democracy with one party. That may not be possible, but socially, yes, there should be Sansa. Culturally, there should be Sansa. Historically, there was Sansa. Something we had, why can't we have it again? He's not asking for the moon. We had it once upon a time. We fought the Mughals through Sansa. We fought the British through Sansa. We fought the Pathans through Sansa. So we can have it. We are not asking for something. Or Pradyut is not asking for something that was not there. He's asking for something that was already there. But politically, maybe that may not be viable, I keep saying, because India is a multi-party system. And every man has a right to form or follow whatever party he feels like, he or she feels like. We cannot, if we compel someone to follow my party, my BJP is the best, then I am turning him into a second class citizen. If there is a freedom of expression, there is also freedom of choice. Both go together. And Mr. Gonzalez is saying, quoting the Constitution 19A, I think he was talking about freedom of expression. There is also freedom of thought and freedom of choice. You cannot have freedom of expression without those two freedoms. You cannot have freedom of expression without freedom of thought and freedom of choice. Otherwise you are only speaking, doing nothing. You will be only expressing and doing nothing. So all these three freedoms come together. So the point he has raised is our point that we know. The drug menace we know because we are the sufferers. Even the drug menace has two sides to it. One is the supply chain that the government must stop. And the demand chain, the society must play a bigger role. There is a supply and demand of drugs in Northeast. The demand chain, the society has to play a very, very vital role. And in the supply chain, the government has to play a very vital role. We can use the police, we can use the intelligence agencies, we can make it more punishable, we can have a more active, judiciary system against drugs. That's the government part. And our part as members of society, we must see that children don't demand drugs. Because if there is a demand, there's always going to be a supply. It may be more expensive, it will become more notorious. So in democracy, society and government must work together on many issues. And our Tiprasas must think, what is the way out? We are minority, we can't become majority. We cannot become majority of 30%, we cannot become 70% overnight. We are not talking about rabbits here. We are talking about human beings. What is the way around? For me, with my personal view, you may share it or you may not share it. For me, I think that we should stress more on quality. Because in this age, quality counts more than quantity. To youngsters, I keep telling them, look at the Parsi community, a small community. But who's the businessman? Tata, Montri, Bombay Dye. Who's in the army? Kaliappa or Manik Shaw. Who's the scientist? Homi Bhava. So quantitative game, we have been pushed back. I believe in it completely. Because pulling myself will not help anyone. As I said, borders are created by democratic countries to protect the citizens. But in Tripura, the borders became floodgates. Everywhere, all over the world, why is the border created? Why are police put on the border? Why is TSF put on the border? To protect the citizens. But in Tripura, 75 years back, the borders became floodgates. And that floodgate was opened, and the indigenous people were swamped. That's what happened. That is the actual point of history. And today, as we stand today, with 29-30%, that's what we have. We have to fight now, not the quantity battle, but the quality battle. And I completely agree with our lawyer advocate that all of you people are very lucky to be in Delhi. I said during my time, people didn't know where Tripura was. We used to come to Delhi, "Haan bhai, main Tripura se aaya hu, Assam se." And we used to get so fed up with, "Haan, Assam se." Chalo bhai, kisko samjhe? But kaun itna samjhayega main usko? I was studying in Darjeeling, and all they all thought I belonged to Bhutan. They used to put me with Bhutan batch while coming home. Today, Tripura is not in that position because of you all. There are students in Bangalore, students in Madras, in Chennai, students in Mumbai, students in Delhi. So staying out of politics is not going to help you. You have to politicize yourself. You have to stress on quality. Being a good engineer, a good doctor is not going to solve our problems in society. You have to be a good doctor, good engineer, and a good social activist also. This is the responsibility, there is trust on us. By post-partition history, by depredation. This is being thrust on us, that we cannot only become doctors like other people and hang a stethoscope around the neck and walk around. We have to get that stethoscope and also become social activists for the betterment of our society. This is the additional responsibility that we should have to carry. Because I was telling those boys and girls will come to see me, no matter where you are, no matter where you are, no matter how big a mountain you climb, you will always be a Tiplasa. I remember, this Mr. Gandalve, S.D. Burman is from Tripura, and so was R.D. Burman. And they left Tripura and went to Bombay, reached great heights, never came back to Tripura because they were too busy. But whenever we used to meet them, they used to always ask, are the trees still there? How's my house there? So no matter how big a tree is, its root makes it stand. And bigger the tree, deeper the roots. And your tree is very big, it's got a very long history. So Bajpai once said to us when we were very young, I think it is a very nice thing he told us one day. The man has gone to the moon. Man has learned how to go to the moon, but they have how to live on this earth. This is the problem. So back